going, experiencing more things and doing all these, stronger and stronger fetishes, did that kind of desensitize you to say more traditional vanilla stuff, or can you still enjoy your?
Oh, I still enjoy it. I'm pretty at my core, I like my neck being kissed and my pussy licked, and then I want to get fucked, and then I want to have a sandwich, rub my shoulders. That's always gonna still be there.
Yeah.
But I am desensitized in other things. Absolutely. Things don't shock me. And human nature in general doesn't surprise me anymore. But it's a whole different life when you go from working a structured, public school, getting married, having a corporate job, having children. You're programmed. Well, I stopped being programmed. So I'm desensitized to a lot of different things, but sexually, not really.
Well, because I think every partner's different, right? Every person that you're with, they have different mechanisms and different things that they enjoy. So are you, is it just you're able to kind of, as you said, compartmentalize and then just kind of, change the way you're thinking of the person that you're with to be like, okay.
Just feel their energy.
Yeah. And
you walk in a room with somebody and you can tell what they want just by looking in their eyes and understanding them. And maybe they don't know what they want, but I'm going to show them. So it just depends on the person. And
is that something you developed later on?
I've always had the ability to read people.
Okay.
But it definitely got heightened as Veronica. That's definitely for sure. And with men, it's a lot easier than with women. But, can figure out what they like. You can ask them. But a lot of people don't really want to tell you what they really like. You have to get it out of them by showing them what they like.
Interesting. Do you have an example of something like that? Like something that you did with...
I'll have a guy be like, oh, yeah, I just, I really want to feel your boobs on me and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So we're having sex or whatever. I'm like, no, bitch, you don't want to breathe. And then I just put him in his face and he comes and that's what I thought. No, he really just wanted to be fully smothered.
Yeah.
They don't want to ask to be fully smothered because they're not ready for that yet.
Or do they think that maybe they don't want to potentially shock you? Or they don't want to turn you off? They might think, she might think I'm too weird.
Maybe, or more of they feel shamed about things on their own. There's some things that it's kind of weird to be like, I like to get suffocated by tits.
I don't think that's weird.
Well, to the point where you can't breathe.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think it's weird, but I'm saying some people aren't just going to walk into the bar and be like, what are you into? Getting smothered? Getting sat on, being slapped around, different types of things like that. Or I just like to eat butthole and that's what makes me hard. Guys aren't really going to say that, right? So, you figure it out.
Yeah.
And you can evolve what they like too. I always like when somebody's like, I'm really into role play. Oh, hell yeah, let's get into it. I have this really cool guy I have sex with and he'll be like, okay, you're going to be my daughter's friend, and it was homecoming. So I'll be like, oh, Mr. Parker, thank you for picking me up. I was really nervous. And, you can just explore with that. Why did he pick that?
Yeah.
Let's go this way with it for a minute. Oh, yeah, that is what he wanted, So they'll give you a little bit, and you can decide where it goes. It's fun. People are fun like that.
Well, and I've talked to other, I've had other guests on the show, and one thing that they really like is they genuinely get happiness giving people pleasure, being able to make them feel good, being able to. And I mean, is that something that you're able to? Because obviously, it sounds like you get pleasure from it personally too. But is it nice to be able to make the people that you're with happy?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's part of, in my opinion, also customer service of just making people happy. I'm a businesswoman and I happen to have giant tits and like to get fucked. So I incorporated that. Of course, I like to make people feel good. But what I really like doing is what this allows me to do over here in my personal life, because this is where I make people feel good. I give back 10% of all my earnings to my community. I help children. I volunteer full time. I'm in this, and this is where I give a lot back. Okay. Does it feel good to give back pleasure? Of course. And it feels good to make people come. And I really like having skills and talents that they never thought they could experience before. And that's really fun. But yeah.
Well, and that's something too, where the fact that you have the ability to afford, whether it's the lifestyle that you want or be able to provide for the people you need to provide for and not have to worry.
That's what energy does, though. It's not about having means. It's about if you give to people in your life and you are genuine and you follow whatever spiritual it is, you're going to attract that back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you were mentioning that.
And I got to the place where I could do that because I give back. Even when I don't have something, I'm going to give something.
Yeah.
Because that's what is needed in that moment. So, yes, over time, it has evolved to where I am more comfortable in being able to be generous and with my time and as a person. But you got to give it. You got to give to get.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is being able to balance this side of your life with that side of your life. And it sounds like it's, gone really well for you.
It's been really hard.
Really?
Well, yeah, I have so many, like I can only travel on certain days. I have issues on this side. I mean, a lot of it, but I overcome that. It makes me fight harder. The doors were closed on me when I first got into the industry because I didn't get along with a couple other people. And boom, no other girls would work with me for years.
Wow.
I've had to fight really hard to get where I am, but that made me so much stronger and more humble, and to be able to be like, no, you can keep your mouth shut sometimes and listen and learn. Yeah. And it's cool. It's good.
Well, kids, and you were talking about, you were saying about like manifestation and so how, like, is that something that you also kind of, that was a part of who you were for a long time?
Oh, I've discovered that over time because I had to heal myself from being a regular person with low self-esteem and all these other issues, right? Yeah. So over time, I've definitely worked on that. But I did know, like, it's funny. I do this thing with my vagina where I can just, like, squeeze it. And within, like, an hour, a guy will be, like, giving me money.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It works every time.
Really?
I just forget to do it some days.
Oh, well.
Or I can just, like, feel like, oh, yeah, that guy's going to text me later and send me some money. And he
Interesting.
Yeah, so like my body can manifest it too.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a powerful pussy. She's like, she's out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you follow that? And it sounds like doing, sex work has allowed you the outlet to, were you able to explore a lot of fantasies that you had prior?
No.
Really?
I was repressed. Okay, well, like after I left my marriage, I got weird for a bit. But by that, I mean, I was just fucking everybody. But no, I mean, beforehand, I didn't have the sex life that I'm capable of having now. Because I didn't know my body the same way. So like fantasies now, I get to live them out in much more opulent ways than I ever thought. Like I've always wanted.
Because I mean, it sounds like you've experienced a lot.
I have never been penetrated by a trans woman, and I'm waiting for that.
Okay.
No, I mean, I haven't done anal on camera. I haven't done a gangbang. I've never been gangbanged. I've never like had double vaginal penetration. There's a lot of things I haven't done yet. I'm only 3 years in though, but I haven't done them in my personal life either because I'm like, you know what? We're going to go on this journey, both of them together.
Well, and it sounds like that personal life is now basically in the back where
there's no dating. I don't even have friends. Like it's all either supporting my home life or work. Yeah. And I'm fulfilled from that because all my needs are getting met in both areas, right? I mean, being Veronica, how could I not feel good about myself?